now what we want to do is be able to solve this equation using substitution. Basically, anytime you see a question where they give you values for certain letters, you sub those values in the place of the letters. So you're going to rewrite this equation with these numbers in the place of those letters. Okay, so instead of V, I'm going to have 36, and instead of R, I'm going to have 3, but I don't have a value for K yet, so that must be what I'm trying to find. Okay, so instead of V, I'm going to be having 36 is equal to 2, R is 3, and I don't know what K is yet. Okay, anytime you sub things in, try and put those numbers inside brackets so you don't have like a jumble here. Otherwise, this would sort of look like 23, okay? So make sure you put it in brackets so you know that that's a subbed in value. Okay, now before I can start solving this, I need to make sure that I remember what's going on between these three things that are up here, the number and the two letters. Now they're married together, okay? There's no plus or there's no minus in between, they're fused together. So that means that they've been multiplied together. So they've been multiplied together. Okay, so keep that in mind when it comes to this step. If you ever see a bunch of letters or numbers shoved up against each other, it means they've been multiplied together. All right, so what this means is this is 2 times 3 times K. All right, so I'm going to do this multiplication section here. I can't do anything with the K really, but I can do 2 times 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, and then I've got K. All right. So I want to try and get K on its own. So what's the opposite of 6 times K? Divide by 6. So instead of multiplying K by 6, I'm going to be dividing by 6. So do the same to both sides, divide by 6. So they cancel out, so I've got K is equal to, how many times does 6 go into 36? Goes in 6 times. Okay, now I've got an equation which is A equals half BH. It tells me that A is equal to 50 and H is equal to 20. I'm trying to find B because I don't have a value for B. Now, anytime you're given some values for letters, sub those numbers in the place of the letters. So instead of A, I'm going to write 50. Then it's half. I don't know what B is yet, so I just have to leave it as B. But H is 20. Okay, so I need to keep in mind how these three things have been stuck together. Because there's no plus or minus going on in between these numbers and letters, they've been multiplied together. So I'm going to chuck a multiplication sign in here. Okay, but before we can do this, I want to show you something else. Okay, I want to show you this first. Okay, if I have 1 times 2 times 3, 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, but what if I have 3 times 1 times 2? Okay, so 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, what if I have 1 times 3 times 2? 1 times 3 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So when you're doing multiplication, it doesn't actually matter what order the numbers and the letters are written in. That's the moral of this story. That applies over here because even though I can't go half times B, I can shuffle these around so I'm going half times 20 times B. Let me show you what I mean. I can shuffle these around so it's half times 20 times B. Okay? Now I can actually do this. I couldn't do it here because the B was in the wrong spot, but I can easily move it to the end without impacting what's going to happen in the end. Okay, so half times 20 gives me 10. Okay, so now I've got 50 is equal to 10 times B. What's the opposite of timesing B by 10? Divide by 10. Divide by 10. How many 10s go into 50? 5. So B is equal to 5.